years ago, I started a series of paintings along the Boulder Creek. It's now turned into a virtual art tour. To do the tour, you download the printed maps, and each map has a GPS coordinate for the sites that I painted. By using a GPS coordinate for iPhone, I like Compass, and for Androids, I use Chartcross. To take the tour takes about an hour and a half. You can have people shuttle you at different places if you don't want to take the whole tour. The idea was to loosen the amount of impact that we have on our trails by having people lingering in sites longer while they take hikes. This is the view from Site 2. It's kind of hard to see it because the flood did an awful lot of damage through here. And it is off the main trail, so I'm trying to encourage you not to walk off the main trail during this tour. This site is not one you can access off the trail, so stay on the trail. But right below here is where I painted the scene. And this rock was bigger than me. And after the flood, this rock is gone. We don't know where it is. This is the view from Site 4. It was painted in January 2012. Very cold, but the water was so brilliant, green, highlights of blue. Behind me was a very large rock bench, and it rolled away in the flood. The view from Scene 5 was done about the same time of year as this. Behind me, the trees were just brilliant gold all along the river. I could barely wait to paint it. It was painted right here on location. This is Site 6. Painted on location. I was practically sitting in the water. If you look at the painting, it changes differently than the actual view, and that's because of the flood. From the intersection of Canyon and 6th, it's 1.4 miles to this parking lot, and it's the next stop from site number 6. And this is the best way to access Site 7. From the parking lot, you need to walk due north across the bridge, stay along the dark path that follows the river to Site 7 and the view of Elephant Buttress. the view from Site 7. This is a famous climbing area in Boulder. As you can see, the difference between the painting and the rocks below, a lot of debris came down because of the flood and changed all this riverway. It's still a beautiful area to paint. Painting number 8 was done on site right here in January. It was 5 below and really freezing out here, but it was so gorgeous because the bushes across the way were all lit up and it looked like Christmas lights. As you can see, a lot of debris after the flood piled up at this site, and it changed this landscape quite a bit. This is the view from Site 9. It was painted right in the river. There used to be a big bank of rocks before the flood, and it was one of my favorite spots. It was painted in March. That year it had been a particularly bitter winter, and I could barely wait to see the first signs of the frost wearing off and the water cutting through. This is the site of 10, 11, and 12. They were all painted on location. This was the original painting that was done in February. It too was a very cold day, about 2 degrees below. I sat on the pile of snow that was behind me. Now it's got a lot of debris from the flood. It became a much larger painting that was done later. That was a 24 by 36, and that was done of the snow as well. 2 other large format paintings were painted as a result of this one time on location. Because of the flood, this whole area where you see the new rock was completely gone after the flood. I was going to have the virtual art tour done last year, and then when the flood happened, they had to close the entire canyon, partially because of this. This is Site 13. I always love these aspens because it always feels like they're having a little conversation. The aspen that I painted, the primary piece that was painted in the painting, is to the left here, and it was taken down by the flood. This is the view painted from Site 14. I painted this right down in the river one day when it was a little bit overcast and a few raindrops started to fall. Next thing I knew, the river was rising and I had to throw things onto the bank. I always have to be reminded that this is an area of flash floods and to try to be safer. The area that you see right here is going to be different than the longitude and latitude that I give you. It's a little further up the trail from here. This is the end of the tour. It won't be the end of the paintings I do for Boulder Creek. We're lucky to live in this beautiful place.